Farming in the UK is about to be revolutionized. Or is it? And the solution they're looking at is a lot simpler than you think it's going to be. I'm talking about real simple, real simple. They're going to burn the trash, the rubbish, garbage, the waste. They're going to burn. Basically, they're burning trash, y'all. They're burning garbage, rubbish, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to build greenhouses. Well, I don't know if it's going to be on a mass scale. In Essex, it's like an area of 40 hectares will be used to grow tomatoes in particular in greenhouses. And obviously, they're going to burn the rubbish / trash for the energy needed to warm the water to make the greenhouse, well, essentially green and warm. I know, right? We're going to burn rubbish? Really? We're just going to burn it? That's the solution to bring down CO2 levels? Now, they label this as low carbon. And how low? How low do you think it is? Well, as opposed to leaving it in a landfill, it will release methane, which is obviously a more powerful greenhouse gas. They say the low carbon is going to reduce pollution by 20%. So they label it as low carbon, but I don't know. Last time I checked, if you go from 100% of something to 80% of something, you wouldn't exactly call that low. You would just say that's a slight improvement. And the reality is about 50% of produce is imported into the UK. But this is actually a reduction. Since records have been kept, 50% is the lowest it's been, well, since they've been keeping records. And this area alone in Essex will reduce imports by 6 to 7%. And I think that's just particularly with tomatoes. But that is a major reduction. But my thinking is, I think it's more sinister than that. Now, this is just my spin on it. Not even a spin, just what I think. They want to get into the green spaces, yeah. They want to build houses on farmland. So farmers, watch out. They're going to build more of these, so you don't need as much land to grow crops. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's far-fetched. Maybe I'm like a conspiracy theorist here. But why else would you want to do that just randomly out of the blue? And it's not even low carbon, but they're labeling it as low carbon. It's just less pollution. It's sort of just making it a bit better than it would be, which I don't disagree with. But whatever happened to net zero? Could it be that net zero is impossible? And that maybe it's probably the fossil fuel companies that are pushing net zero. You know, like the carbon footprint idea? That was actually created by fossil fuel companies. They made that up. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're behind all this too. Because the reality is, the amount of energy we use, there isn't anything that could really, truly replace carbon emissions or fossil fuels in general. We just basically need them. Now, we can reduce how much we use. We can use it in a different way to produce less pollution. But the ultimate is we don't have anything better than that, y'all. So this whole net zero and carbon footprint stuff is just stuff to get you to pay money into the stuff that company's selling. And in Colorado, there was an attack on a protest. Israeli protest, apparently, or people that were, I would say, pro-Israel, saying to release the hostages. Well, somebody didn't agree with that at all. A man literally made a homemade flamethrower and attacked the protesters. The claim is that he's pro-Palestine. Not 100% sure on that. That could be completely wrong. But the fact remains that a guy attacked some people protesting for hostages to be released, Israeli hostages to be released, and he attacked them with a flamethrower. Homemade. That's crazy, bro. The only thing good I can see in that is I don't think anyone has passed away as a result of this. I think people are seriously injured. Hopefully they get through and recover fully. You know, prayers go out to him, man. That's terrible, dude. You can't even protest a flamethrower, bro. Homemade. Man, you really can't make this up, man. But isn't it Colorado? It's always like the worst mass shootings, the worst attacks publicly seem to always happen in Colorado. Well, it's in Boulder, Colorado, by the way. So it just seems like that's not the only place it happens, but it seems like the most notable ones have. So when people ask me why the hell I live here, think about it. Think about it. And on that note, y'all take care.